Hi, I'm Leslie Tierstein. I'm teaching a course on the history of the computer. I've spent most of my working life in computers and information technology. We're now in the electronic age. I mean, some people have called it an electronic revolution we're going through, something like an industrial revolution. But that revolution started a few decades before my working life. In the 1940s, we had the first electronic computers. At the time, the president of IBM said, paraphrasing, "I'd be surprised if we could sell more than 7 of these things." I mentioned this to a friend and she said, "Hell, we've got 7 computers in our one house." Well, if technology had remained the way it was in the 1940s, that IBM president Watson might have been right. Vacuum tubes programmable only by manually manipulating switches, but we've come a long way, and I'm going to examine where we've come to and how we've gotten there. So we're going to trace the development of the computer from that room-sized behemoth, both the hardware, what it's made of, and the software and programming, and more important, supporting technologies that we take for granted. Beware, if you Google search on history of the computer, it seems to be hung up on the early stages of development, not where we are today or where we appear to be heading. So the course will cover the increase in power and the decrease in the size of the computers, developments in how computers get programmed, or not even a whole computer, which we'll define, of course, but computerized devices that seem to be inside everything, how we interact with the computer, the user interface. We started out with manipulating hardware switches, and then we went to, anybody remember punched cards? And then dumb terminals, and finally, graphical interfaces. Um, Here's where we're going to mention, Steve Jobs all along the way. We'll talk about some of the contributions of individuals, but really, this was an effort of people from the military, from industries, from academia, working all together. And that's very obvious when we talk about networking. How do computers talk to each other? How do people communicate with the computers? And how do computers interact with the outside world? How did we get to our wonderful internet and the World Wide Web? And the downside, what security measures did we have to hope we invented along the way with those technologies? Near and dear to my heart. I find it fascinating. I hope you will too. Thank you.